The night was colder than usual, and Daniel sat on the edge of his bed staring at the floor. His bills were stacked neatly on the wooden desk, unopened but screaming louder than anything in the room. He had lost his job 2 months ago, his car broke down last week, and his landlord had just reminded him of the overdue rent. Everything seemed to collapse at once, and the weight of it pressed down until his chest felt heavy. For the first time in his life, Daniel whispered to himself, "Maybe this is it, maybe I've failed." But then, a memory surfaced. His late grandfather, a man who lived simply and always spoke with calm certainty, once told him, "Act as if everything always works out for you. Even in storms, carry yourself like the sun is still shining." That's what it means to be unshaken. Daniel closed his eyes, repeating those words like a prayer. Something shifted inside him, not the problems themselves, but how he decided to meet them. The next morning, instead of lying in bed scrolling through job boards with dread, Daniel shaved, dressed neatly, and left the house as though he had an important meeting. He didn't, but he acted as if. At the coffee shop, he sat with his laptop and began sending applications. When the barista accidentally spilled coffee near his table and apologized profusely, Daniel smiled and said, "No worry, as it all works out." The stranger at the next table overheard, chuckled, and struck up a conversation. That man turned out to be a project manager at a small firm. By the end of their talk, Daniel had an interview scheduled for the following week. It wasn't a miracle. It was momentum born from his decision to carry himself differently. Still, challenges tested him. His landlord gave him a final warning: pay in 5 days or move out. His savings were gone. For a moment, the panic rose again, but Daniel breathed through it. "It will work out. I don't know how, but it will." That evening, he offered to help his neighbor, an elderly widow, carry groceries upstairs. She invited him in for tea, and while they talked, she shared how lonely she felt managing her small art shop. Daniel mentioned his background in marketing. Her eyes lit up as she asked if he could help promote the store online. In exchange, she paid him enough to cover part of his rent. It wasn't much, but it was proof again. When he acted with faith and calm, doors opened. The interview at the firm came. On paper, Daniel wasn't the strongest candidate. His gap in employment was clear, but when asked why they should hire him, Daniel looked straight into the manager's eyes and said, "Because I know things work out for me. I don't panic under pressure. I've been through storms recently, but I walk into every room knowing I'll find a way through." There was silence. Then the manager smiled. "That's exactly the mindset we need here." Daniel got the job. Weeks turned into months. Life didn't magically become perfect. There were still struggles, late nights, and bills to juggle. But Daniel had learned a powerful truth: Stoicism wasn't about denying pain, but about meeting it with steadiness. Every challenge became a test of how deeply he believed that things would work out, and not someday, but right now, in the way he carried himself. One evening, sitting on his balcony with the city lights flickering, Daniel reflected on the past months. If he had given in to despair that first night, none of this would have happened. Acting as if everything always worked out didn't mean being Nitel de Macranvi. It meant showing up with courage, with calm, with trust in life's unfolding. And strangely enough, when he acted that way, life responded in kind. Message for YouTube audience: when everything feels heavy, remember this: your attitude doesn't just reflect your reality, it creates it. Act as if everything always works out for you. Carry yourself with steady faith, not because life is easy, but because you are stronger than the storms. And when you choose to walk with that calm certainty, life has a way of proving you right.